We're talking a little golf with DraftKings contributors Geoff, Ulrich, and DK Nation's Collin, Sherwin. Guys, getting a sportsbook preview of the Zurich Classic of New Orleans at TPC, Louisiana. But before we get to this week, we got to talk about Sunday's winner, Jordan Spieth. So Spieth won the RBC Heritage in a playoff. It was his 13th PGA Tour win. It was also his second straight victory on Easter, having won last year's Valero Texas Open. So now the internet went wild with the fact that the Masters going to fall on Easter next year. So Geoff, thoughts on Spieth's win? Are you making note of the Easter victories for 2023? Is Jordan Spieth just like Jesus' favorite?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a fun little narrative. I won't throw cold water on people's parade by giving them the trend that nobody ever wins the Masters a year after missing the cut at the Masters, which Jordan Spieth did. But everyone, feel free to post your Jordan Spieth bets now. I don't know. It's a cool win. I mean, Spieth we kind of forget. I mean, he started the season a little bit slowly, but when it comes to upside, Spieth maybe not quite as consistent as some of these other top players, but when his game gets there, he converts. And his 13 wins you mentioned, I mean, this dude's not even close to 30 yet. It's pretty impressive. So yeah, another impressive win by Jordan Spieth on another sort of Jordan Spieth track, a technical little shot maker's course. We shouldn't be shocked. If anything, I feel a little bit stupid about not giving him a chance after coming off that miscut and well rested after the Masters.
All right, Collin, it's already up. Spieth is plus 2,000 to win the 2023 Masters.
I'd like that at that price, whether or not, depending on the holiday. So first of all, thoughts and prayers to Patrick Cantlay. Both guys on the playoff on 18, both hit it in the bunker. One gets the gorgeous lie and one just gets a complete fried egg, which was just such a bad break on 18. But Spieth is playing right now like a guy who we see this with a lot of golfers when they change their swing, when they make some adjustments, it takes years to get right back to where they were. Tiger did this. You had that long gap where he didn't win a lot. I think Spieth has sort of gone through that right now, and I think he can get right back to being one of the top players in the world here real quickly. So yeah, Spieth at plus 2,000, I think he's going to definitely be in the mix, and I think he'll be less than that when they go to the first tee next year.
All right, now on to the Zurich Classic of New Orleans, which is played in a team format. So best ball on Thursday and Saturday with alternate shot on Friday and Sunday. Winning duos split the FedEx Cup points. So top team on the odds board is Viktor Hovland and Collin Morikawa at plus 650 to win. Collin, are they a deserving favorite?
So shout out to the Double L Collin team. We love Morikawa, who was 3-0-1 in the Ryder Cup, but Hovland was 0-3-2. It's not the best way to judge how these guys play in a team format, but unfortunately we don't have a lot of data to go with, and it definitely does change the game. So Hovland, I think, is going to be the guy that might be a little bit behind here. He's had at times some shifting confidence issues while he's playing, so I'm going to stay away here from the top of the board. I think Morikawa, this is certainly a team with the talent. If on talent, if they play their best, they are probably the best team in the field. But this is one, stay away from the chalk here. Go down the board, make a few more bucks.
Geoff, do you agree?
Oh, 100%. I mean, especially in the betting markets this week. I mean, this is actually a really good opportunity this week in terms of just the top teams just get overpriced here. I mean, who have we seen win? We've seen guys like Kevin Kisner, Scott Brown, Cam Smith, Mark Leishman. These are just buddies who are out there just golfing and gelling on the course. I'm not saying Morikawa and Hovland can't do that, but the teams that have essentially really had success here have just been lower down in the odds, quite a bit lower down in the odds. So I don't think that we're valuing enough in the outright odds that are on the board those teams that necessarily have that sort of kinship. So Morikawa and Hovland on a talent basis, yeah, they should be the favorites, no doubt. But at plus 650, I think that betting the favorites here generally a fool's errand, and that's not really the team I would go to if you're looking at one of the top four teams, anyways. So.
All right, so world number one and Masters champ Scottie Scheffler is playing with Ryan Palmer. Now they're plus 900 to win. Geoff, does Palmer though kind of scare you off of betting this team?
Not really, to be honest. And again, I think that just speaks to the originality, the creativity of this format. Palmer's been a really good teammate in this event. He essentially, paired with John Rahm a few years ago to take home the title. So I think Palmer is an experienced player. He's actually played a little bit better lately, showed well at the Valero Texas Open. Do I wish Scottie Scheffler was with a Cam Smith or something? Sure, to form some sort of super team. But I actually think this takes more pressure off Scheffler. Palmer's going to be out there just having a good time. Scheffler's not going to be the overwhelming favorite like Hovland and Morikawa who are out there. Everyone's expecting Hovland and Morikawa to shoot 40 under. That just puts more pressure. This is a fun team event. I like the pairing of Palmer and Scheffler, especially for DFS. But I think if you are looking at the top 4 teams, that's where I would go. Scottie Scheffler just won the match play event. That's essentially, we're getting a different style of format here. Yeah, I think those are fair enough odds on those two.
All right, Collin, Geoff likes it. How do you feel about it?
So Scheffler, definitely the best player in the world right now. I don't think that's even a question. But Palmer is 130th in points right now on tour. His best finish this year is a T12 at the Sony Open. Look, the other thing is this is just something I've just noticed watching. Scottie Scheffler does not seem like the best guy to play with as a partner. He's halfway to the 16th tee while you're putting out on 15 usually. He can be a bit of a challenge, as no problems with him personally, but it just seems like he could be a guy that could be a little gruff and maybe not the best way. So I haven't seen him in a team event before, except for outside of the Ryder Cup. I don't know if this is like the best pairing. And like, who wants to bet chalk? Go down the board, make some money. So for me, I'm going to stay away here. But Palmer will play well in this. This team looks like maybe if you're going to bet him as a top 10. But I would stay away from them taking away the title.
Okay, how about Mark Leishman and Cam Smith? They're a team that could get some buzz here. Plus 1,000 to win. Cam Smith has had a strong season so far. He's a 2-time winner at the Zurich Classic with 2 different partners. So do you like wagering on this team, Collin?
Yeah, Leishman's also got 3 top 10s this year, which I think is helpful as well. So I like this. Plus 1,000 is good, but I again, this is another spot where I think a top 10 works good at plus 110. Somebody's going to go super low here and just throw darts on Sunday and shoot like 50. That's just sort of what happens in these events. Maybe not 50, but 55, 56 is totally in play. So I would just stay away because it depends on who makes putts and who, throws the right dart at the right time. So staying away from the top of the board, but at plus 110, I think they do get there.
Geoff, Cam Smith has shown he can do it with different partners. What do we think?
I mean, yeah, again, Collin and I are on the same page about where we want to target. It's really not the top 4 teams for an outright, but for top 10s, like I think Palmer, Scheffler, Leishman, Smith, it's really close between which one of those two you want to target. As Cam Smith at this course, fading him has been kind of a fool's errand, but he obviously had issues last week and he had issues at the Masters on Sunday. I just don't really like the way he's driving the ball. I don't think that the driver is as big a deal on this course. There's a little bit of water, but the fairways are generally like, it's not a big deal if you even hit it into the rough here. So Cam Smith will probably show up, but again, this is a team I'm actually fine fading. Cam Smith has been hot at this event, but he just feels like he's due for a little bit of short-term regression, especially with that putter, which was so good the first 3 months of the year. So I'd probably lean towards Palmer and Scheffler for a top 10, but it's really close between these two teams. They're both quality.
All right, both of you have been saying you don't like the guys at the top of the board. So is there a long shot team that you have your eye on, Geoff?
So, I mean, this one, I won't go super long shot here, but I do like Byung-Hun An and Sung Jae Im this week. Benny An is a player who's really interesting. Lost in the playoff at this event in 2016. Just had a win on the Corn Ferry Tour. Now, we'll need like a decent putting week from Byung-Hun An, and that can sometimes be really hard to get, even just an average putting week. But he's coming in. Again, this is a team event. This is just a different style. He doesn't have to do everything. He's not going to have to sink every 3-footer. And he's got a really solid player in Sung Jae Im, who took last week off, was pretty solid at the Masters for a good portion of it. And I mean, I just like the way this sets up. Like Sung Jae Im has played well on Pete Dye courses as well. We got Bermuda greens for him. I think a plus 4,000. This team is very, very interesting. If Benny An shows up a little bit and keeps playing the way he does, I think these two can put up enough birdies to potentially take this one down. I think a plus 4,000. They're really interesting long shot bet for me this week.
Under a minute, Collin. What do we think? 30 seconds.
I'm going to go Justin Rose and Henrik Stenson. I like the Euros and team events. I feel like that for some reason, the European PGA players tend to have a little bit better bonding chemistry. It just seems to work out that way. So plus 6,000, give me Rosie and Stenson. It's a long shot, throwing a dart, but let's see what happens here.
Those guys.
Right, who do you like to win?
Sorry,
you got to get who you like to win. Just who you like to win, Collin.
I'm going again, Euros, Sergio and Fleetwood. Fleetwood 4-2-2 is a Ryder Cup player. Sergio, the best Ryder Cup player of our generation. Give me those two guys as a team event plus 1,600. Take home the trophy.
Geoff, just who wins? Tell me.
Lowry and Poulter.